And time I forgot it's Sunday, so ain't no telling what these people got going on with their lives. They probably looking at some hentai, whatever the word is, make sure everything's straight. They probably alone. They probably with their family doing what they gotta do. But on the back end, they be catching lives. You know what I'm saying? Because I be expecting it to be like 3 people on the live, but sometimes it'd be like 8, and I'm like, damn, or 10. It just blows my mind, bro. You know. So let me go ahead and see what's up right here real quick. From my dang, I forgot to upload some more videos and stuff. I've been tied up. I had a dang work too and everything. Oh crap, we got a lot of chips up in here. We got damn. Oh yeah, you gonna have people. Oh my gosh. Don't worry, Daniel. If you stay in here, we're gonna have you all. We're gonna bring D on the show. We're gonna bring you know, we're gonna bring him on the show to tell him what's up because that's the one about that damn handshake porn. You know, I'm surprised that thing went viral. Yeah. Well, what's up with y'all, man? How y'all doing? What's the vibes? What's up? What's up, y'all? Much respect to you, Factual. Dang, bro, we got people up in here. I did not know that. What?
Okay, they coming in, huh?
Ooh, yeah, they coming in, bro. And we got Showboat up in here. We got Factual up in here. Like always, he consistent. He got hopefully I know he got that Rich on there. Take Risk up on there. I think Take Risk was that person who had told me to go live, but the comment had disappeared. What's up to him? Lante, we got Ty guy right there, and we got that ass still fat right there. It's crazy how I'm remembering these people. Yeah, a lot of chips. That's your nickname. A lot of chips. Your nickname is that ass is fat, and Daniel, your name is Hentai. Yeah, bro. Oh snap! Hey, bro, I'm straight, man. You know what? I'm actually reading the comments right here. Don. So give me a second. I just had work. I worked earlier. I had did some errands. I had to go to the studio and check on bro, make sure he was all right with it. He's about to do his little mixtape. Actually good. And then I did my little personal workouts and I was about to do the timestamps, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do the timestamps after I holler at Don on here because he got some crazy experience out of the country to talk about. I also too. But I want to hear from him first whenever he get a chance because, bro, he be around the world. Like, if y'all ain't got his book is The Art and Science of Worldview Warfare. I be dropping it on almost damn near every link in the description below. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, y'all did this, man. Factual, y'all did this right here, man. It ain't me, bro. I tell you, I wouldn't be nothing without y'all. This is a strong support. You got Factual promoting it. You got everybody up in here promoting it. That's much respect right there for real. Like this is like a damn dream right here. Like, dazing. But we got Don up in here, the book creator, the social engineering, the psychological warfare, the subordinates of propaganda. He breaks all that thing down. But we ain't gonna crash too much into the book, but we're gonna do some personal experiences with him where it's gonna align to his blueprint book whenever he get a chance to holler at your boy.
Oh yeah, man, I'm here. I'm just having to stuff my face real fast with dinner. But yeah. So from earlier conversations, man, we was talking about experiences in our past, and I know you mentioned being out there in the Middle East, and
Oh yeah.
that's an area that I want to visit. It's so many places in the world, man. But just give a couple, just give some insight, man, about some places. And
Mm-hmm.
so I want to start with Australia. So
Whew.
I went to Australia, and I was there for about a year, close to a year, when and I was studying. It was a study exchange, well, a study abroad program. So in my junior year of undergraduate, went to this school, this university called Monash, Monash is in the top tier universities in Australia, and they have a campus. They have a couple campuses in Melbourne. I was in Melbourne, which is at the southern tip, uh, north of Tasmania, where the
Mm-hmm.
that place where the Tasmanian devil, that little animal, that's where it get its name from. But so yeah, it's pretty much the closest major landmass to the South Pole. If I'm not mistaken, I think Argentina might dip a little bit closer to Antarctica. But yeah, they had little penguins that would come up there at a certain time of the year, little block about this big. Yeah, about this big. And so anyway, bro, I'm really into nature and the people, so that's what I'm gonna be talking about. But first with the people. So you go to Australia, they speak English. It's basically like a junior
UK.
United States if the United States had a spot in Asia. So
Oh.
you go to the inner city. So when we first got there, we stayed in some hotels uh for a few nights to get over jet lag. The people coming from like LA, a lot of flights from Australia go into like LA, pretty long flights. I took my flight out of Japan. So my flight was about 10 hours or so. So as I'm coming in, not really seeing nothing. Then all of a sudden we get low enough and I start seeing that red dirt. So we coming in over the outback. You don't see nothing
Mm-hmm.
but just red dirt and little shrubs for as far as you can see. You don't see no water, no nothing. And
Yeah.
so we was flying over there for several hours. Then we get into the city, all the cities in Australia along the coast. So we get into the city and everything. So we come in uh, downtown. My first time out, I took a little nap, come out, walking around, and what struck me immediately was the amount of Asian people. Because I was not even though Australia is technically in Asia, it's kind of like out to the side, kind of by itself in a way. You don't typically think of Asian as like the stereotypical Chinese or something like that. But you get there, it's tons of Asians from all over the region, north to south, east and west. So you will see all of Asia there. So I'm walking
Mm-hmm.
around. I've never been around so many Asian people. Like I've been to Japan, and I still was like, I it's more Asian people here than Japan. It was crazy. So yeah, just getting to learn the way the people, the different people look with the Asian look, grouping the Japanese, South Korean, Chinese kind of have their own kind of flavor. And then you get to see the Vietnamese people, Malaysians, Indonesian, and yeah, I would say when it comes to the Asians, if you want to see some of the most beautiful Asian women in the world, you will find them in Australia. And they will be able to speak English too, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
So that was something that blew me away about Australia. I was not expecting. I wasn't expecting that. I really wasn't.
Mm.
Yep.
That's tight off the chain. Dang, I wasn't expecting that either because Australia is like in Asia, but it's ducked off by itself. It's like a little circle continent down there. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like most of the edge, it got some beaches, but it just look like it's mostly in the center of the damn continent, you know? Like most of it is inside the dang country. It's not like how Florida is, you get what I'm saying? Or like most of the stuff is on the coast. You get what I'm saying?
No, that is how it is in Australia. That is
Okay.
like everything is on the coast, and once you move in interior, it's pretty much just vast countryside, man. Like they call it
Oh,
that. Yeah, they call it the outback. What we call like going deep in the woods or something deep in the country. That's the outback, and man, it's brutal. Their nature is brutal, man. They got some of the most poisonous animals in the world, like several of them. in Australia.
When you talk about the most poison, I know they got some stuff that, like frogs and spiders, they got some stuff that'll put you to sleep permanently within
Yes,
15 minutes.
on land and on the sea. In the sea, it was one time I'm walking on the beach, just where the water, uh, the go, saying the wave come in and then go back out. That part right
Yeah,
there, where it's dry for like a second and then it get wet again. I was walking on that part of the beach,
yeah.
and I'm walking kind of slow, just looking at the water, and all of a sudden I see something kind of move like this and just shoot off, and it was a stingray, bro. It was basically sitting right there on that in that little area of the beach, and it's like, bro, if I'd have stepped on that thing, it'd have just hit me in my leg. That's what killed Steve Irwin. It hit
I
him in
was just
his
thinking the
chest.
same thing. Hit him in the chest and put him to sleep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. And it's like it was right there. Like they ain't scared of people. They just like, look, if you you mess up, bro, it's a wrap.
And they probably got squirrels that run at you like dogs.
Man, it's all kind of crazy stuff, man. It is like, you know, yeah, the native people, even though you don't see them, it's like our natives. Like when the last time you seen a person that you could identify as being Native American? You know what I'm saying?
It's
And
been a while.
yeah, so it's very similar there, man. They did those people horribly, bro. They did
Over
those
there?
people, yes, they did those people horribly. And the thing about them is they black people, but it's like they got straight hair. That's the only difference. Well, that's the main difference. And so black people with naturally straight hair are the native people of Australia.
Okay, not to cut you off, but it remind me of when I had looked up and I found out black Chinese exists. People who were black and Chinese, but people be thinking I'm talking about biracial. I'm talking about nah, literally it said in the book that they were black Chinese and they had pictures of them. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
But go ahead.
yes, yeah. See, the thing is that it's real interesting history in that part of the world, man, stretching from Eastern Africa, going on through Southeast Asia, coming on back
Yeah.
around to Australia. They have a long history of interaction with black people. Of course, moving from the eastern coast of Africa, Ethiopia, those countries, and like there's a story in the Philippines about they have a black baby Jesus, and they have like these parades, kind of similar to Mardi Gras celebration. Here it's all about revolving around the Catholic holidays. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's where Mardi Gras come from. Well, in other parts of the world, Catholicism, they have similar holidays. So they have like a parade and floats, and you'll see the float of the baby Jesus, like just a little black baby, man, with a crown on his head and stuff. And that's a part of their culture because there's a story about back in their ancient times, the ancient Vietnam Philippine tribes, before they were even called Filipinos, like way before that, there was some problem, and one group was being kind of pushed out, and so there was some black people, African people living in that part of the world, and they just gifted them the land. They were just like, okay, y'all getting pushed out. It's like a genocide type of situation. Look, y'all just stay here. And so,
Mm.
like the appreciation for that just kind of wove itself into their society, so where they show love to still to black people in that way.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, man. And Pacific Islander people, you done heard of people like the Rock, those groups of people, man, living all throughout there, all those islands, hundreds of little thousands, maybe little islands out there, bro. And it's three main people groups. They got
What is it?
The Polynesians. They're the ones that are like the Maori people, the ones that they be out there on the when they be playing that rugby and they be doing them dance and they be sticking their tongue out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
The Hawaiians, they're all like the group of Polynesians. Then you
yeah.
got another group called Melanesian. Now, if you see, you could kind of see the hint to the word melanin. Those are the black people, dark skinned people that live in the islands. And they learned all these people now. This is long before modern technology, big, huge, massive ships. Nah, they would use these small ships and they navigate by using the stars. They were so cold with it. They could hold their hand up and see the stars and line them up on their hand like this, and that's what they would use. And they could go
Constellation.
day, yes,
Whew.
they could cover thousands of miles. I'm talking about moving in the nighttime. Of course, when you're using the stars, you're moving at night. So it's like,
Mm.
hey, they weren't worried, they weren't scared. When it's time for them to go to another island, hey, they gone, they moving. Big, huge groups, might be hundreds of boats. Everybody just rolling together. You know what I'm saying?
That's tight. That's like being in tune right there.
Yeah, man,
Ooh.
it's like some serious. Those people have some serious knowledge, man, and learning about like in Australia, you hear about forest fires they have, and they get
Yeah.
pretty bad. Well, the native people, before what happened to them happened, they would keep fire burning in Australia the whole year round, and they had a way of life around it where certain tribes they would walk the fire. Like there would be different fires and they would just coordinate the fire to just burn in a certain way. And some of them, their whole lifestyle was just to move with the fire. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
they bro, it was like they was doing some like they call it terraforming. When you like engineer a whole continent's ecosystem. They was doing that like thousands of years for a long time. It was a
Damn.
part of they ways. You know what I'm saying?
It
So
been hit.
yeah, man. No, of course, no, none of the modern systems like we have. They didn't know about debt and stuff like that. Everybody had enough food to eat. Did nobody really have jobs like that because your job was doing stuff like that, taking care of nature or something. Other than
Yeah.
that, all your food was there. People knew how to get the different ecosystems. They knew all the little fruit and berries and little animals, depending on where they at, and that's how they
Mm.
live, man.
So they've been living. Yeah, that's just how it is. It's before that and that. It just they've been in tune. I respect that. That's
Yeah,
that's
man.
hip.
But it's cold
Honestly.
though. It was mostly from books and it was a class I took about indigenous studies. The dude, he was mixed. You could tell you ain't gonna see too many of them. It's like very striking look like a native person. Most of them will be mixed in the city. You have to go like on their reservations to see the ones that look more like what you would think. But but yeah, man,
That's
that's a,
tight right there.
it's an
And another
interesting
thing I
part
want
of
to
the
speak
world.
about is I was in Kuwait before I went to Afghanistan. I was in Kuwait for I think it was like 2 weeks, I think. And this is how you know the mind is a powerful thing. Them people over there, it was like I want to say like 115, 120 degrees. I'm talking about if we walk to a defect, I used to walk there, eat, come back, and be passed out. I'm talking about it would have took me like 5 hours to rejuvenate.
Mm,
It was that type of heat. Like I say it was not even a quarter, it was less than a quarter. It was like a block and a half away, but it was so hot that it drained all of us over there. And then they used to laugh at us because it's rotational. They always see Americans, just come over there. They used to have long sleeves, shirt and pants and scarves and hats like this. They used to have scarves cover their face. You can only see their eyes. And I tried to put a scarf on my face. I almost passed out. You can't breathe through that. You know what I'm saying? It's like a hot blow dry air because it's already like that. But they're already used to that. You know what I'm saying?
right,
And they do it so they won't get, the sun, I guess, don't be baking on them or something. So they just do it just to be, they said they stay cool like that. You get what I'm saying?
right. Yeah, and
So
you
ever
would
since,
think you would think it
yeah.
wouldn't keep you cool, but it
Mm,
does. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
yeah.
So how was the humidity? Because I know you in Florida, so you know humidity. Was humidity in the middle? Was it humid out there?
The thing is, it was over there, yeah, it was humidity because you expect when I say hot, you would think it's like some Cali hot, like where the sun is like, it's hurting, to some people. But it was just the air, it was like a blow dryer, like it was open AC heater outside. You get what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
it was the humidity was that high, but it wasn't on no, it's like a sauna. It wasn't on humidity where you be sweating real crazy. It just been hot
Mm-hmm.
air and it felt like the air was hugging up on your body. You get what I'm saying? That
Okay.
type of heat.
Okay. So it's a little it was drier, but it was like drier than what we used to here in the southeast, but it's like just a constant I would imagine whenever the wind blew, it would just make it hotter, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and the thing
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
in Florida, Florida, the humidity be high. Even South Carolina, where I'm from, you'll come out and let's say you put lotion on, you'll sweat all out instantly. Over there, it'll
Hmm.
kind of sweat, but it won't be like how it is over here. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it's still more hot over there, and that's
I
what messes
got you.
with your mind. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay then. Wow. Yeah, man. Like how were the people like interacting with you, and did you feel like you know how okay, I see the movies, man, and it'll be like some soldiers rolling through, and they see the little kids be like, "Hey, man, y'all got some games or something for us?" Is it do it be like that for real, or do you feel like no matter who you around, like they could be an enemy? How do
Oh,
you
see,
deal
see,
with that?
I forgot to tell you, I was in Poland too for a couple of hours too. Yeah, I've been in Poland.
Okay, okay,
Poland, but in Kuwait, it's not like that. Um, Kuwait is because the station we was in was not really off base, and it was kind of like they just see, like how people who work on base, they just see you all the time and they just
okay.
used to it. That's how it was. So it's like if you talk to them, they'll help you out. They'll let you know what's up. But when you get to
Mm,
Afghanistan, which is Bagram, Jawalaban, and all those places right there, and when you like intertwine and traveling outside of base to base, it's not like no dang movies where they run up to you. Heck nah, man. Nah. These are
okay.
pure finessers right here. Let me go ahead and break this down to people who are listening. What
Mm,
I mean by finesser, put it this way. Let me tell you a quick story. Let's say an Afghanistan kid was like 7 years old and they saw their father get murdered by a green suit. Green suit means like, soldier, American soldier or Russian. Don't matter. Okay, they saw their father got murdered by a green suit. These people will grow up into their teens. They will go to high school, graduate. They'll go to college. They'll get their security clearance. They'll get the whole 9 yards to make it on base to go ahead and blow up like 4 green suits. You get what I'm saying? It's that type of grudge. So anybody who said they got deep grudges over here in America, that is nothing compared to here. I'm talking about some decades, generation grudges right there. You feel me? So yeah.
okay, so is that something like that dude that just shot them folks up in Colorado at that supermarket, that Syrian dude? When I first heard about that, I was like, yeah, man, our country done pretty much bombed the hell out of Syria, and he up here growing up getting bullied. I guess he like, man, I'm gonna get some revenge.
I mean, it could be like that possibly, but the grudge go way more deeper than that though. Cause when you talk about the 9/11, the people who ride them planes, they say they went through the training that we had. Our country had trained them to fly
Mm-hmm.
planes and all that. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they had a grow. You know how long that is? We talk about
Yeah.
years and years, and then
Yeah.
experience and ranking up to do that type stuff.
Yeah, man, you right. Like, how did y'all feel? Did y'all talk about amongst the soldiers, amongst yourselves? Did y'all talk about stuff like, man, what are we doing over here? Or, like, what the hell? How is this helping our country? Did y'all have those kind of conversations?
Nah. You expect for that, but nah, it's weird. It's like put it this way: you grew up in the dang hood, man. So dang, I'm trying to put this so people who watching and listening to this could understand. It's on some. I can't really explain it. You feel me? But it was no conversations like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, I got a good example. I know I'm going off topic, but okay, put it this way. Let's say somebody's a victim. Somebody's mind their business, they get snatched up, they're under somebody's basement and they torture them, and the person keeps torturing them for a week and saying that they're gonna kill that person, right? They're gonna be scared for their life, right? But eventually, this is for everybody though. Eventually,
Mm-hmm.
something gonna switch in your brain and be like, motherfucker, do it, or I'm gonna do it to you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's even in the movies. You know what I'm saying? You see how
Yeah.
you take somebody and you like scare them and you torture them, you do all that stuff to them, and through a period of time, it'll be a period of time that they will just be on some, hey, it's whatever. You gonna do something to me before I do something to you type stuff. You get what I'm saying?
Okay then. So y'all would y'all would focus on what y'all had to do and focusing on getting home.
I mean, yeah, that's yeah, technically like that. Yeah, you got some people who really be scared. Like I remember we was a rotational unit and we went over there and it was this guy from, I'll never forget him, from Chicago, from Chirac. He was a cool dude. He was with the other unit, and we was rotating out with him. And this dude was like, "Hey, you ever heard of IDFs?" And I was like, "They told us about it. It's called indirect fire on the base." And he was like, "That shit ain't shit, man. Nigga ain't scared of none of that. Whoop de whoop." So I'm like, "Okay, bet." So we on this Indian truck going all the way to a DFAC, and it's stick shift, mind you. That's my first time for learning how to ride stick shift. I wasn't driving at
Okay.
the time. We in the back, so we went to get the DFAC food, right? DFAC is a lunch cafeteria, y'all. So we done got back in the dang truck, and we riding back to our place. And then all you hear is IDF, take cover, the horns and everything. That same dude who said them IDFs wasn't shit, that dude was crying in the back seat holding all the weapons, bro. So I ain't gonna lie,
Mm.
that kind of put me in a hysteric. Have you ever heard of hysteria? We were like
Yeah.
laughing, like, haha, like what the
Yeah.
I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie, I had that because I was laughing at the dude saying, because he just said earlier that they wasn't shit. And then I see him crying and all that, like freaking out. I'm like, what the hell? So I was laughing because I was scared, but I was laughing like, dog, this dude's really crazy, dog. What the hell wrote this dude? So that's my
Man.
first, experience with that.
Yeah. Hey, it's a lot going on with that right there. Just to think, like everybody was scared, I would imagine, but that nervous laughter, and then you kind of catching yourself,
Bro,
like, man, why
bro,
am I laughing so hard? Like,
yeah,
man.
bro, I had a nervous, I ain't gonna lie, I had like on some Joker shit. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That was my first, like, that was actually my second day there. But we ain't, come on, second IDF, come on, bro. But it's
Yeah.
crazy how the coincidence in the universe. He told, man, they ain't shit, man, and he was leaving, so he could have talked all that shit he wanted to. But
Mm.
oh man, I'm just laughing at it now. But I had a hysterical laugh because I thought it was over for all of us, but it just been crazy that why would you lie about something like that? You get
Mm.
what I'm saying? Like, why would you try to
Yeah.
act hard and your ass was scared? Like, come on, bro.
Right. Right. Oh man. Okay. Yeah. So would you go back to places like Dubai, or you
I
just
ain't went to
done?
Dubai.
Would you? Do you want to go? Would you go?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. From the stuff I heard and how they be treated, like just you. I don't know, man. I really don't know about Dubai. I just heard stuff, but I'm not trying to be like propaganda. I'm gonna have to just do research on my own.
Yeah.
What about you?
Um. Yeah, I've heard a lot about how people are treated, foreigners, non-Arabs. If you don't have money, your life could be pretty bad in Dubai. They have somewhat like slave labor when they be building all this stuff out there. They get the people from Sri Lanka and Bangladesh, mostly be dark people. And
Indentured servants.
yeah, they be over there working, getting killed on the construction sites, and they just like fresh bodies, man. Like, hey, move somebody else in. Somebody died, like we gonna ship somebody else in. It's like people so poor, man. They'll take the risk, man. That's what's crazy. But I've heard it's like the way I've heard it is like the Dubai is like the place where throughout the Middle East, throughout the Arabic countries, the people can, especially the guys, can go to cut up, because like they laws be so strict in their own countries. You can't drink. No,
True.
ain't no strip club, ain't none of that. So they like come from all over. If you got money, you coming from all over the Middle East, and you going to Dubai to party.
Oh, so you go to Dubai to party? That's like,
Yeah, because you can do
okay.
all that stuff there, and you get away with it. If you a Muslim, like if you a Arab Muslim male, that when you go back home, people know you, and it's gonna be somebody always looking to see what you did, what you up to. Get that religious spirit, like, oh, you ain't following all the rules, so they have to leave and go somewhere else to party and cut up. Then they can come back and settle down or whatever.
It's so crazy though, partner. It's like it's so crazy. Like, the women over there in the Middle Eastern places, even Afghanistan and Saudi Arabia and all that, you see our woman that's acting like they see on the internet, put it this way. But if you go over there as a woman, you do that type of stuff, oh, it's over.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's crazy, man. I'm talking about like, let's say a woman get assaulted, become sexually assaulted they'll damn stone her to death because they like, where your warrior companion at? Or they'll give her
Mm,
like 50 lashes. You get what I'm
mm.
saying? Like,
Wow.
so it gets real deep over there now. Like, let's be grateful where we at now. Or, I mean, it ain't the
Oh
best
yeah.
shit, but especially as a woman over there, they say if you show some cleavage, if you show a figure of your body within that, what's that little thing put over themselves? If you show like a curve, like if they could look and say you thick, it's over with for you. And when I mean stone you to death, they bury you to the neck, and then they play, the little lake skip to you. I'm trying to be all graphic, but I'm just saying, like, it's
Yeah.
wild over there.
Nowhere to run, nowhere to move, huh?
Nah, man, I
You
mean,
gotta take that.
this world's a crazy place. This world's a crazy place.
It
But
is,
it's
man.
interesting because like you travel more than me, but just the fact that I travel to those areas, even with Korean and all that, there's a lot
Mm.
of our brothers over there in Korea. I remember one time I was in Korea and I was walking down the street with I was walking down the street with this girl, and
Mm-hmm.
this dog, I swear, bro, this shit crazy, dog. I'm gonna tell you. I was walking and I see a damn blue coupe. I think it was a BMW or something. If you got American cars or foreign Germany cars over there, that means you got money, like a Mustang or something. So a BMW kind of like put on a curve, and it's like this old Asian man look at me. I'm like, what the heck? So I'm going to the store with this girl. The girl went up and talked to him, and then dude had the exchange words. He pulled off, and I was like, hey, what did dude said? So pretty much to sum it up, dude thought I was a damn homeless person and offered me a job, man. I ain't look homeless or nothing at all, but I'm just saying in that area where I was at, I guess our brothers over there are homeless and they'll just work and end up missing over there or something like that type of stuff. So
Mm.
yeah, man.
So you was in Korea. So
Dongdaecheon.
don't what?
I was in Dongdaecheon at the time when that happened. You got Itaewon, you got damn, I can't pronounce these damn words. Of course you got Seoul, you got Uijeonbu, but that happened in Dongdaecheon. Dongdaecheon C.
Okay, so all right. When we think about what's happening here with the Asian community, and there's
Oh
been
shit.
tension in the past on the West Coast between
Yes,
the
sir.
Korean, especially Korean and Black. How did you feel being in Korea as a brother? How did they were you treated in a different way as white guys?
The darker the better, man. I mean, if you like
Mm.
Akon and you go over there, it's a rap, dog. You a celebrity. I guess.
Okay, so now, or is that just what you mean from the females? Because how are the men? Are the men on some? Are they
I
accepting
got,
of
what?
brothers or what?
I got a Odyssey. We call him Odyssey. That means old man, I guess in Hangul.
Mm-hmm.
He's a cab driver, but he has served for the Katusas and he retired as a damn officer. He speak English, Korean. I still got him on my Instagram and old Facebook, but he was real cool. He was real
Mm.
cool. Like he wasn't like, but for the men, I guess most of them they'll look like either nervous or they'll stare at you like a UFO type shit.
Mm.
That's why I was saying
Okay.
when you was at Japan and you said old boy was looking at you and shit, and you was like, it's part they got a little gang, da da da.
Oh
Well, I'm
yeah.
glad I wasn't in that situation because yeah, I had to give a little reality check because it's like I see you staring at me. Why are you staring at me? Like it don't be no
Yeah.
little. It be like on some rude stares. And I'm just
Oh
chilling, but yeah,
yeah. I had that was the culture shock. Like I didn't know what culture shock was. I heard about it, but that was my first culture shock experience was the staring in Japan. It was some old ladies on the train, bro, and they was staring at the brother hard, man. And I was mean mugging them for a little bit, and I just quit, bro, because they just kept staring. I'm like, what am I doing sitting up here mugging these old ladies like this? And I just like, okay, whatever. And I look away, and sure enough, when I look back, hey, they. But the thing was, you could definitely tell when it's a curious stare versus an angry stare. Like most of the time, it was curious, like seriously curious. But
yeah, yeah.
there was a couple times when it was on some "What are you doing here?" kind of look, like that dude that was in that organized crime. He was looking at me like foreigner. You know what I'm saying? Like, so tired of seeing y'all foreigners.
What your black ass doing over here, boy? Like, yeah.
And so, yeah,
All
that
that
was
type of
one of
stuff.
them. Yeah, hey, you can't do nothing but respect it because you too far away from home. You ain't got nobody to help. You call the embassy. There's another story. I was leaving from Japan, and my girlfriend at the time, she was going to another country in Asia. So we both went to the airport at the same time. Her flight left. We dealing with the military time. I'm not familiar with that. I go to the little deli place, man. I think I'm gonna just sit there for about an hour, have a little snack. My flight, I missed my flight, or I almost had missed it. So I go back to
Yeah.
the front desk. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all hold the plane for me. And that's when I got to see some of the more negative side, I would say, of their culture, because in their culture, there's this weird thing where if you are being very like, hey, I need this. You got to give me this. You know what I'm saying? They like, nah, they don't like that. So what they'll do is they'll just move slow because they know you need something in a hurry, and they'll move slow and they'll act all super nice, like, oh, you need some help? What do you need? Oh, okay. And I'm just sitting there like, bro, my flight is about to leave. All you got to do is just pick up the phone and be like, oh, we got a foreigner here, just hold the plane for a second. Like, literally, that's all I needed. And bro, nah, it took him so long to do it. That flight was gone by the time he did what he was supposed to do. So I didn't have no bread. I ended up having to sleep in the airport. And they brought a soldier down from somewhere to come to stay in there with me because they shut the airport down at night. So I'm sitting in this little lobby area, this small lobby area with about 30 chairs, and the rest of the airport just dark. You know, I can see all the little stalls or the little stores, you know, selling, you know, whatever they sell, food or whatever. And yeah, so they brought that dude down, I guess, to keep an eye on me. And so that morning, I had to get up, had to catch the train back into Tokyo to get a Western Union to pay for the difference for missing my flight. And this was several years ago. So I remembered by memory going to that Western Union with my ex-girlfriend. So I just by memory, because bro, it wasn't no English, no signs, nothing. And I just from memory, you know what I'm saying, went, got my money, came back. Some dudes helped me get on the right train back and stuff. But man, that was like that was an experience, bro. But in the meantime, my family, they was trying to help me by calling the State Department, the embassy, and they just straight up lied to my moms and said, "Oh yeah, we sending somebody to help him. You know, don't worry about it." They straight up lied, bro, just so they can get her off the phone. So that's what I'm saying. Like, they tell people when they travel to check in with the embassy. You know,
Yeah.
who does that? But on one hand, you might need their help. And if they don't really know, if you hadn't checked in with them, bro, they might not take you seriously if you need some help. And they don't have a problem lying to your loved ones and telling them they're gonna help you when they don't have any intentions on doing it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, when you travel as an American, you are an American, you got that American swagger, but unless you got power, when things go left, yeah, it's gonna hurt.
I mean, now I feel you, but you got to play the game because I got a similar story. You ever had the cab experiences? I'm gonna tell you cab experiences in Seoul, Korea. I had. We
Okay.
was that's when we was I think it was the weekend. We went out to this big ass club out there, and then we was trying to make it back to base before curfew. Come to find out, it's like I think 1100. It was nighttime pretty much. So it's like these cabs are picking up the white people, they're picking up the Asian people and all that. And I realized that, they don't pick up black people, especially if you by yourself, a black man. And I think about it, come on, it's nighttime, you got a black man. I don't know if people rob their ass or whatever, or if it's like, who gives a damn? So pretty much, I'm gonna give y'all a little hack. You have to get an Asian girl and you got to push her in front of you and hold her there, and you have to get in the cab with her. That's how you do it because they're not going to stop for your black ass by yourself over there.
Hmm. Man. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, call it
So
racist or not, or call it like being scared or precautious. I don't know, man. But that just a little
yeah,
happened
that's
there.
odd. That's the oddest thing, man. You know, um, were you? I'll put it to you like this: when I was in Asia, Australia, there was some parts. Once you get out into the country and it's a lot less diverse, it had the familiarity to it of being like out in the countryside in Alabama or Georgia or Florida where it ain't all good for us. And
Yeah.
so yeah, that was something that I wasn't expecting because I had heard before I went to Australia that they loved brothers out there. And so what I found when we talk amongst ourselves as black men and we talk about going places and meeting women and they're being accepting of us, that just be like one half of the story. That's why I asked you about how the guys, because there could be girls, they could generally like you genuinely, or
Yeah,
they
that's
could
just
be
all around.
on some fetish type stuff, like, ooh, it's a black
Yeah.
dude. But at the same time, the dudes, they looking at it like, nah, we don't want no competition. So
Huh, what?
they don't they don't want
We
any
need,
competition
we need
because
competition.
the foreign okay, if I'm Australian guy, foreign guys are coming. That's competition for me to deal with.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
heard about in Colombia and those areas, they learned from dealing with the Spanish coming there back when they were conquistadors. The Spanish dudes, they would come roll through tons of Spanish babies when they leave, have Spanish babies. And so the men was like, nah, man, we don't like this. How people come here and just deal with our women and then they just deal. And it's been kind of like this mentality for a long time there. So when you hear about brothers coming from America going to those places, sometimes I wonder like how much of that do they encounter? Because from going and seeing it does happen, man. And it's
It
like
do.
if you get caught at the wrong time somewhere, and it's like, hey, we can get away with this. Might be time to skin up an American, man.
I gotta haul at Citizen Lucas right now. Our brother's in Colombia right now for
Okay,
for computer programming. And he was on live
okay.
last night, but he's on lockdown in Colombia till Monday, I believe. So I got
Mm,
to check on him about that. But on the other hand, I mean, we already know if a brother green as fuck, if they trying to go to different countries to deal with third world country woman or whatever, you get what I'm saying? Or because they can't get women in America. We already know about that language. Let's keep it 100 on that. That's weird as heck. And you could tell a
yeah.
fetish. You could tell a fetish from a desire. You could tell. You could tell a fetish from a liking. Actually, me, shit, I could tell if somebody be like, "Oh, look at this black person. This is like a exotic freaking leopard or some shit." You know what I'm saying? So I could tell the difference. It's just up to that person right there. I hope you know the difference too, right? So you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And I've seen those guys from my travels. You can tell that they be on stuff. And Dominican Republic, man, really opened my eyes to a lot of that because that was really the first time me going to a third world nation. And I was engaged to a Dominican chick 'cause I speak Spanish. So I met the chick, for a relationship, and with time, meeting her family and stuff, I was like, okay, she could be a good girl. But anyway, we took road trips, man, all over the country. Anybody that's driven in that part of the world, man, it could be like destruction derby, bro. Uh,
Yeah, they what you said Dominican Republic.
yes, and
Oh, so they drive wild over there. Same thing in Korea. That's my first time really driving. Oh, you try. So you traveled way more than me. So what was the places you all like went to besides?
all in total,
Yeah,
there's been the Asia. I've been to Japan and Australia, uh, and in Europe, been to spent the most time in Spain, uh, in the Caribbean. I haven't been to Africa. I haven't been to South America, Mexico several times, Dominican Republic several times. So yeah, several regions, but I wouldn't say not a ton of countries. It's been like mostly a bunch of experiences in very different places over like a long time. So none of these places I mentioned it's been like a weekend or something. It's been like at the least several weeks to many months.
Yeah, what's up, Carla? And what's up, Factual? But so I okay, so boom, me, it was Japan, Tokyo for a day, uh South Korea, uh Poland, Kuwait, Afghanistan. I think that's pretty much it, if I can remember. Before I
Okay.
joined the military and all that, I never left South Carolina State. You get what I'm saying? So first time I had went from basic training from Fort Jackson to Fort Lee, Virginia AIT. After I left that, my first orders was to Korea. And I never been on a plane before. And that was like an 18-hour plane ride. Never. You know what I'm saying? So that's life changing for
Wow.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, man. 18 hours on your first time, bro.
Yeah.
Man, that's a serious trip right there. I still sometimes have dreams where I'm on a plane and I take a nap and I wake up and I'm still on the plane. I'm just like, when am I gonna get off this plane, bro?
I've been on the plane so much I had sleep paralysis. That wasn't real.
Mm.
So from Charleston to I think it was Charleston to Seattle. We ain't went to Atlanta. Charleston, Seattle, from Seattle. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, facts. Yeah. It was you know how crazy it is being on over the water and be like that plane crashes, not a damn thing you could do about it. It's over.
Oh
You
yeah,
be like
it's a
it's
wrap.
instant.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
I know when I went to Japan for the first time, it was a flight from Detroit. That's where
Yeah.
the last flight was in America, and we went up and over Canada, over Alaska, down northern. We stopped just before we got to a Russian airspace and went directly south.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's supposed to be shorter than going across the world, kind of the wide part of the world where you fly over like LA and Hawaii. That's more
Mm-hmm.
space. So if you go up north and over like the near the Arctic and come back down, it's supposed to be shorter. So the flight
Yeah.
left in the morning time, and it was daytime. I had daylight for like 20, nearly 30 hours. It was crazy, bro. It was like the sun was just shining for so long because I was going with the sun the whole time
Yes, yeah.
on the plane, 12
Yeah.
hours sunlight. Then when we land, I got the whole rest of the day.
Exactly. It's weird, huh? Jet lag.
Yeah, man.
That's just how it is over there. Another thing is, have you ever been coming across a no-fly zone country? Because like I forgot to tell you when we was it showed a map of when we was like about to pass North Korea, and a pilot had to cut it at an angle. You get what I'm saying? Had to cut at an angle so we could land in the Seoul.
Oh, wow.
It was crazy because we went up from Seattle, like I said, like how you just follow the sun, went up and then down. You get what I'm saying? People don't understand that, but that's like a faster
Yeah,
way.
it is, man. And when that flat Earth stuff first came out, and they were
Oh,
saying, and I was like, "No, bro, like,
nah, yeah,
no, it
go
don't work like that, player."
ahead. No, I was thinking the same thing too, because I was looking, I was like, okay, where the drop off at? And I look, I was like, man, listen, bro, they ain't gonna believe what I see, so fuck it. Like, but yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man. It's that's incredible, man. It's still so many places I want to go in the Middle East. I want to go to Israel. I want to see
Oh yeah,
those old sites, those very old places. I got a taste of that in Europe, in Spain where I was at. The University of Salamanca was one of the earliest universities in Europe. And just to walk around there and see the buildings and the way they do it is they'll renovate an old building. So you walk up to the building could be hundreds of years old. And when you walk inside, you got all new modern architecture, all kind of modern furniture, all that stuff.
yeah.
Um, there was some riots fighting heavy in Spain a few years ago when they were fighting for independence. The area of Barcelona is
Oh,
was a kingdom. They had their own kingdom back like in Bible times. That's how old Barcelona is. And
damn.
yeah, before Spain even existed, Barcelona was a kingdom. And those people are different from the Spanish people. The Castellanos, that's Spanish. So when we speak Spanish, the original Spanish,
Italy.
no. The original Spanish is called Castellano.
Oh, you know what? Oh yeah, Castilla. Okay, I know you're talking about now.
So that's the region centered in Madrid. That's why the power base of Spain is in Madrid. That's like the home base of the Castilian people.
España,
And
Madrid.
yeah, so Salamanca is about 45 minutes, an hour maybe from west of Madrid. And that was Franco, the guy that was a general back during World War II.
Mm-hmm.
That was his headquarters. And Franco was cool with Hitler. So this is the type of person we talking about. So man, just being there, seeing this kind of the stain that it left on the people, and they were cold people, man. You would hear different Spanish people like from Barcelona. You could go like say you were one of the what do they call those people? The it starts with a C too, but I forget the name. That people group, the Barcelona people, they go to a shop and they don't get service, you know. And when you
So,
look at them, you like they both practically come from American eyes. These are two white people, but they
mhm.
discriminating against one another.
And this is when we go to your book right here again with that. But yeah,
So yeah, man, just to see that it took. I didn't make friends. I didn't get break into that culture. That was the hardest culture to break into.
yeah.
Like native people to befriend native people and like hang out. That was hard. I didn't do it until the week before I left. He was half black. It was a Spanish dude. He was from Salamanca. He was mixed with black. And they would do the hit. They would be in the ciphers at night rapping and stuff. And I guess he seen me because I jumped in a couple ciphers with him, and he was like, "Oh, you rap, man? You know, you come to my apartment. My friends, we come, we do some rap, we chop it up." And so that's what we did, man. It was like Spanish. They were white though. Spanish
Mm-hmm.
people, local, come. They were his friends. They come to the house, and we was all chilling. But it was hard to break in, bro. All my friends in Spain were they were not from Spain. They were from different parts of Europe, African. One of my one of my best friends, African brother from Kenya, and he helped me a lot when I was over there. But that was a that was a wild experience, man.
Dang. You hear me now? Am I glitching?
Oh nah, man, you good?
Okay. All right. Real quick. It said China was wearing. Yeah, that's another thing. Put it this way, in Asia, like they always wear a mask over there, so that's nothing new. Like, when I was over there, and plus the air is like, I don't know if the altitude is different, so like it's more difficult to kind of run over there. But when I came back to America, it's like I could run like 25% better because I was over there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you might have been in a mountainous area. I don't know
Yeah,
the topography of Korea, but
yeah,
yeah, that's something they do when they get sick, man. They just wear masks. It's been a part of their culture for a long time.
exactly. You don't want to be sneaky. Because think about it, before the coronavirus, we was you had people on the subway trains. I know what D in New York, they be sneezing on the subway train and you like all that mist and shit in the air. Come on. That's why they use that as disrespect over there. So it's like you gotta wear a mask and stuff. That's like, respect kind of. Oh, and
Right.
another thing I realized, they said that walking and eating is messed up. They said you gotta sit there. Like if you walk and you eat, it's kind of like walking and digging up your nose or something, I guess, from their point of view over there. So if you eat and they just sit there in one spot, crisscross applesauce, or they got some strong legs the way they be sitting and they just eat and then they get back up and keep moving.
Oh yeah, man. And sleeping like on floors and just that different way of sleeping and stuff like that. Yeah, that's something that definitely is a big culture shock.
And it keep them young now, so it could be like over there like 90, 80 years old, and they move more better than a 40-year-old American person, honestly. So I mean, they could laugh at, me and but people who see stuff like that when they sit in their chairs all weird and stuff, nah. And when they sit down, they don't got no chairs in their living room. They actually sit down on the floor. Yeah, that for some reason that keeps them grounded, keep them flexible.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you're right. They are smaller,
Oh
like
yeah,
in
it is.
general. Now when I would see chick like, and I base it on females. That's that I was paying the most attention to them. But anyway, when I would see like chicks from like Indonesia, places like that in Asia, I would see tall girls. Uh, yeah, I seen some of the tallest girls, Asian chicks. They would be from that part of the world.
Dang, dang, that's facts right there, man. Hold on, let me go ahead and drop this link because we got Turbo up in here, and Turbo's like half Indian and half Jamaican. You know what I'm saying? So he might want to come in here. He want to ask y'all a couple of ask you a couple of questions. Dog, I got his text. It's crazy how we think alike because he's like, let me join, son. Like, in New York, they had that little weird, hey, yo, like, dead ass, like, word to my mother. Like,
Yeah,
watch who you talking to, B. You feel
yeah,
me?
yeah, yeah,
Like, that little crazy
yeah.
talk. But he about to jump
Oh
in the
man.
live soon, though. He probably gonna parlay with you, That's the
Okay, that's
guy. Oh,
cool.
yeah, before he hop on, I got a question for you to kind of spice it up. Do you watch Hinshay?
I don't, but I have done some research into that Japanese art form. And when you guys
Yeah.
were talking about that the other day, I was like, they are very good at their art, man. They got a real long tradition of storytelling and stuff like that, and it's tied up into their spirituality. That's why so many of the like I got a cousin that plays the video games, and he was telling me one time about the games and how the names of the characters were names of actual deities in Buddhism and stuff like that. And some of the lessons in the game would be like basically like if there was a Christian fighting game where as you fight you learn Christian
But hold on, hold
principles.
on, hold on, hold on. I think you understand what Hinshay is, though.
No, I was kind of talking more generally, but yeah, like that art form is really colorful. And
Hey, yeah, yeah. Let
Hold
me,
on, my
let me.
bad. This Mexican just joined in live. I apologize, Don.
okay,
Oh man, this man started roasting me. What's going on, Don? What's going on, girl?
what's
God
up?
damn, this dude.
Good.
I
I can't.
apologize. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Talk this Don right here. This is the creator of the Art and Science of Worldview Warfare book.
Listen. I'm gonna put y'all on game. You feel me? It's pronounced hentai. It's hentai. It's what Grump is saying is basically hentai is basically animated porn. That's a whole different category. That's not. It has to do with anime, but then again, it doesn't. If you get what I'm saying.
Okay, all right.
My bad.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can't with Grump, man.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's
that's what
wild.
he was asking you about if you ever watched that before, like the animated porn before.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about now that you put it like that. Yeah, that's a beast. It's a lot of porn that comes out of that part of the world, man. A
Oh
ton.
yeah, oh yeah.
So
It's a whole new level.
yeah, so yeah, it's interesting how in the Japanese culture how they animate so much of that stuff though.
What's very not well since you guys I heard you guys talking because I was walking on my way home and I turned on the live and as soon as I got in the crib, I texted Grump and it's funny that you actually said something about Asian culture how it's different. It is a lot, very different, and there's something also that kind of obstruct me that I was telling Grump the other day on the live too, is that Japanese men. Oh, actually, nah. Since we talk about, it, I don't know if this is true or not. Anybody in the comment section correct me if you're Japanese, don't feel offended or anything. But I don't know if you got a Japanese audience or not. But I'm gonna get into it. Apparently, Japanese men like way younger women, and I I don't know why. Like when I say younger, it's like you could call them borderline pedophilia or pedophiles. My fault.
Mm. Well, I could say, man, from my time dealing with Japanese people, there is a very youth is very much rewarded amongst women. Like they got that leftover culture, leftover woman thing in Japan. It stretches through China, where once a woman hits like 35 or so, it's a wrap for her. They really don't feel like they'll be able to find a husband. And they're shunned. I mean, it just is what it is. Everybody shuns them kind of in a way. It's like you don't have a husband, don't have no kid and no husband. Oh man, like
But yeah, but like
Yeah, just so.
yeah, because I remember like was it last year? I went on Omegle, right? Because I was practicing Japanese and I was trying to meet Japanese people because I was trying to learn Japanese because I was trying to plan a trip because I really love cars. So I'm a huge fanatic when it comes to like the drift culture and all that stuff, like car culture over there. I don't really care much about anime. Look, I like watching it, but I'm not super obsessed with it that I'm like, oh my god, I have to go to Japan just to see anime. Nah, my main thing for Japan is cars. That's it. That's all I care about Japan. And of course the food. But um, I spoke to this Japanese guy, and this guy was like, what, like 40, 44, 40. Was he 45? 45. And he was talking. We were just having a regular conversation in English because he was practicing his English, and I was trying to practice my Japanese. And then we started talking. I was like, hey, yo, how you and the ladies? And he said, oh, I have a girlfriend. And I was like, how old is she? And he said 15. Right. That's the same reaction I had. And then I was like, yo, isn't that illegal? He's like, oh, when I tell people that, people get very upset with me. And I looked at this motherfucker like, are you serious? Obviously, they're going to get upset with you. Like, it doesn't make sense what you're saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? And 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 it's not an uncommon thing because when I decided to download this app about called Hello Talk to meet people, right? And when I would sometimes connect with the girls, right? Like you could put something, like you could post something. It's like a social media, but international, depending what language you're trying to learn. So some of the females, like I will have like a conversation with them, and then I will ask them questions, and then this was a topic that I brought up, and they're like, yes, it's a common thing in Japan. It's an issue. It's not only Japan. I think it's in Korea as well, but it's not as out there as Korea because Korea is supposed to be this so-called perfect what's it called? This perfect Asian country. I don't know. Grump, maybe you can slide in and tell us about that because you lived in Korea.
Yeah, listen, look, bro, look. Okay, you could be 14 years old and you could drink and you could smoke over there, man. All right? So yeah, that's why I get on you about your H porn because over there they purposely talk in a high pitched voice so they could like sound and appear young because the younger you are
Listen,
and the
man.
more paler
First
you
of
look,
all,
better.
listen. First of all, that is not my point. I told you that was like 10 years ago that I watched that shit. I
Bro, the way
didn't.
you was
That was
explaining it seemed like it's 10 days ago, but go ahead.
not. You still. It's still. You still know what it is. Like it's not like I don't know what it is. Like I watched it. Like I ain't gonna lie to you. When I was like 14, 15, I watched it a lot. So
Bro,
obviously I'm gonna
you
know what
look
it is.
like the you
That's
look
like
like the
that's like
nigga that being bro. You look like the dude in Blockbuster. You know Hollywood and Blockbuster where they got the VHS tapes. You look like you be
oh
in the
my
aisle
god.
stressing out with a hoodie on, like the way you look right now. You
Yo,
like,
my
man,
God. No,
man, which
no,
one I'm
no,
trying to
no.
get? Which one I'm trying to get?
Nah,
Fuck, fuck. My Yu-Gi-Oh
yo,
cards. Like,
nah,
God,
nah.
dog, bro.
You're bugging.
Yeah,
Nah,
I'm
you're
just
bugging,
saying,
bro.
bro. Yeah, Don, what you gotta say about that, man?
About the Japanese, I mean, it's interesting. They put out a lot of media out of their country to shape the way people view their culture. Really good at it. Like America has Hollywood, Japan has the whole animation video game culture. And yeah, I could just say from my experience, like first of all, dealing with the Japanese chick I was dealing with, I didn't know anything about their culture. Nothing. Like I just played some video games from time to time, but it
Wait,
was
Dom, I got a question for you.
mhm.
Did you visit Japan? I wasn't for that part of the live, so if I missed it.
Oh yeah, brother. I've been there twice. I've been to the countryside, been to Tokyo. I had my first internship in Japan, in Tokyo.
Oh, that's what's up. What did you intern for?
I interned with Fujitsu, an internet service provider that was owned by Fujitsu.
Mm. Yeah, I
Hmm.
know Fuji started the company before.
Yeah. So yeah, man, that was incredible experience. Like just getting up in the morning, rolling on the train with the people on my way to work with everybody else, man. That
Why
was a
is this man,
trip.
why is this man wearing a mask in the car? Man, a goddamn clown. Yo, you're in your car, bro. Take that shit off, man. Um, but that's what's up, though, John. Like, my goal is to actually visit there because my goal is like, I mean, it's not a super goal to like a future goal, but it's like maybe later on in the future when I'm fully established and I'm making like good bread. My main goal is to import certain cars from there to the States, which people are doing already, but they're gassing up the price way too much.
Mm,
I feel like
mm.
they're overdoing it. Like they're making way more revenue than they're supposed to. But because there's a lot of idiots that will buy those cars for that expensive, for that amount.
I see. That sounds
Yeah,
good, man. I know back several years when I went, I seen some cars. I was like, man, if they had these over in the States, it would be popular. So yeah, I feel what you're saying. They do have some interesting designs and stuff. I like some of that stuff.
yeah, it's
Yep.
very interesting. I like the technology. The one thing that fascinates me until this day is the technology. These motherfuckers got toilet seats that can warm up and play music.
Oh yeah,
Man,
yeah, 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 and it can splash you too. Yeah, so I forgot to tell y'all about that. Yeah, that's weird.
and it's like, yo, why do we not have these shits in America? I feel like, I feel like you know what it is. I feel like if we had it in America, that shit would be busted up in less than a week because people
Yeah,
don't. And I don't know what it is, but people in America don't know how to behave when it comes to certain
yeah,
shit. I don't know how to explain it to you. Like if you
yeah,
compare like Asian countries to like America, they're way more. But the thing is, they're way more obedient. That's the thing. But
yeah. They
that's
did.
why because America is so free, which I give America props to, because America has its pros and cons. Since I've been living here for 7 years, I see the pros and cons. It's a more free country. You're able to express yourself more compared to like these Asian countries. I noticed one thing about these Asian countries, even though I've never visited, but especially when you talk to people too, they're very closed and like in a box. They don't express themselves. When you express yourself towards them, they feel kind of weird. But I wouldn't that's from my experience. But with you, maybe Don, it might be different. You want to maybe elaborate a little bit on it?
Yeah, I would say we're more we can express ourselves in ways they wouldn't feel comfortable, and they express themselves in ways that we wouldn't feel comfortable. So, you know, I think that kind of goes back to the image that's portrayed about, they're in control of their image in that sense. Whereas like over here when we see different depictions of black Americans, so oftentimes we're not really in control of that.
Yeah,
And so it definitely paints us more negatively. But there's the concept of saving face in their culture. And it's kind of throughout Asian culture where all hell could be breaking loose, but when to the outside world you were show as if everything is all together. Things could be going to hell in a handbasket, but you're
yeah,
gonna show to the world we got it under control. So once you get over there, you see certain things that you'll be like, oh man, in America they wouldn't move like this. And in Japan, it's like, hey, no problem. This is cool. So it's
it's like
like that.
they're very, very obedient. It's like I don't know how to explain to you. And if something bothers them, they're not expressive to let you know, hey, this bothers me, and it's ridiculous. It's actually kind
Well,
of
yeah,
They
you
get
find
down.
that. You,
like
you,
they'll start keeping distance from you, but like you'll notice like something's up, but like they won't. Like I've never had somebody said like I have a Japanese friend. Me and her, we play the game sometimes whenever we get time, right? And we talk to each other in I talk in her native tongue, and she doesn't talk to me in my native tongue because English is not my native language, but um she speaks to me in English. So whenever we play the game, we communicate and stuff like that. But then she would correct me and let me know, hey, this is rude, don't say that, or it's okay. She teaches me like stuff from hands on before if I meet somebody else, what's okay to say and what's not okay to say. Like certain stuff that I said to her, she understood that, okay, I didn't mean it in a bad way, but it would sound disrespectful to someone that's not my friend. You know what I'm saying? Like the ethics,
Okay.
basically.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, I've heard about that situations where kids have problems in their life and they can't talk to their parents for whatever reason. I don't know how different that is from situations in America though, where you got American parents that they don't talk to their kids and their kids don't feel comfortable expressing themselves to their own parents.
Right.
Uh
But go ahead. My fault. My fault.
no, I just think that we do so much of the same things. It's just different clothing. And what might appear to be very different, once you kind of get a better context for it, you think, nah, we got more similar than we got different.
Right.
Yeah. As far as them being more obedient, well, it's a different dynamic, man. They didn't have chattel slavery. They didn't have revolutions like that. Hey, you're dealing with totally different. So it's not, we can't say that there will be better behaved if they were in the same conditions that we were in. I would think they would act the same way we act.
Would they? I don't know. Maybe because I know there's like certain stuff like. All right, so I got a question, right? So, forget that question. We're just gonna go with what you said.
Yeah, that's good. We're gonna settle that right here. Now, I got a question for you, Don. Matter of fact, Turbo, go ahead. You already done told me sometimes. Tell on him about where you really from and how that situation you got going on. You know what I'm talking about?
That hentai situation?
No. See, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the country. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the difference.
No. Like where is it? Providence or what? It was some
What?
France. Some
Nah,
your country.
Netherlands, bro.
You
Netherlands.
from Netherlands?
Yeah, bro.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
Dutch.
Dutch. Oh, that's what you is, Dutch. See,
Yeah,
Don,
bro.
look at this shit right here. Look at this. It's a remix right here. Dude, Dutch. I don't know what he is, man. Last time he told me he was Providence, and he told me he
No,
was Indian, and then he said
wait,
Jamaica. He got
Providence in Rhode
a
Island.
Jamaican accent and shit. This dude's a fraud, man. I'm getting tired of it. Like, come on, man.
Hey,
So
listen,
it's like
man. You better tell the U.S. Army to hire me, man. I'm gonna be a spy, man. I'm gonna be good
nah,
to
man.
these
I think
guys.
bro, this dude is a double agent, bro. I'm telling you, Don. Dude, like from New York too, so he fits in with the mixed culture. This dude, tell me your Jamaican accent, man. For real, like this dude got it's on
What?
point. I'm talking about it's on point,
Nah, man. I don't want to do the Jamaican accent.
bro. It's on point because he really speak Jamaican. Like this dude, Pato, go ahead and speak it, and it blows my mind, man.
Oh, what I say, brother?
See,
One,
see what I'm
one.
talking about?
The most less here, brother. You know, say, me day I saw a bad man day I saw, brother.
And it don't make sense because his pops is Indian, so it's like, what the hell? Like,
Welcome to 7-Eleven, man. Take care of that, man.
you see what I'm saying, Don, right? You see, I'm
Let me
telling you,
stop. Let me
dog.
stop. Hey, man, let me stop. He all over the place. Yo, so somebody roasted me. You say he all over the place. I didn't even get ready to comment. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
cool though.
snap,
You can
bro.
blend in with different groups.
That's
I mean,
crazy,
that's
bro.
an important trait so that you don't so you don't stand out too much. I understand the whole point of standing out. It's cool and all, but at the same time, I don't want to stand out too much. Like if you get what
Yeah,
I'm saying. Like
yeah, I feel you.
my main goal, but it's funny because my main goal when I came to the States, it was like to blend in. Because I had some friends of mine, they were like, yo, we can hear your accent. Like, are you foreign? I was like, yeah. But some people couldn't tell. But as you see how Grum talks to me on a daily basis, he's gonna notice that I have an accent at certain times. Like it'll slip out. It'll slip out.
Yeah, it'd be like
Okay.
3 different accents.
Mm.
Yo,
Mm.
It'd be
yeah.
official, dog. He's not lying. Like he really, his mother Jamaican, father Indian, or whatever he told me. I don't know. He French. Now he's saying he's French and Dutch. I don't know what the hell he is. But
No,
it
I'm
be,
Dutch, bro. I speak Dutch. I I learned a little bit of French, but Dutch is
and
my
then he
native
say the
language.
word, and then he be saying the word nigga too, so it confuses me. I have yet to go in my thesaurus book to figure out if you got the right for that. We gonna have to. We might
Actually, you
bring
know
you to
what's
court.
funny? But
We might
BuzzFeed
bring you to
said if
court.
you're 50% black, you can't say the word nigga, apparently. And I'm like, what the fuck? Is BuzzFeed like being a
Is that excluding
a race cop now? Like what we can do and what we can't do? That's some of the ridiculous thing we got to talk about. BuzzFeed. People really be following this shit.
Hold on, what it said? Indians in the Caribbean color for real now. What's this happening? I don't know any color.
It's Indians in the Caribbean. Yeah. He's right. My dad is not like Indian from India. Welcome to
Casino.
Yes, our ancestors. Yeah, Casino Coin Bro knows. Yeah, my dad is not like Indian out of India. Like, don't get me wrong, we still have the culture and all that stuff, but on my dad's side, but it's not like how to explain to you. They're more how to explain to you. They're more friendly over here. The ones on the west, the ones on the east are assholes and they fucking stink. I hate them niggas. I'm sorry, but I had to say it.
All right, so Don, I got a question for you, Don. Not to go ahead and take your time up and all that, but I'm gonna give you one more last thing to say to close this out because I still gotta take Turbo to court about that anime situation. I'm gonna have to make a set live about that. But go ahead, Don. I mean, you can feel free to join that too, man. All right, go ahead.
Oh nah, yeah. Thanks again for having me on. Talk about just chop it up about different things. So, oh yeah, man. I'm always happy to be on, and I don't really have any more, to add. Not at this time.
Don't worry. I mean, you gonna be on weekly, and goddamn Turbo, let me mute your shit, man. You gonna be on mute. You gonna be on weekly, so people gonna know who you are. And I keep dropping the link for your book. It's The Art and Science of Worldview Warfare by Donald R. Davis. Him right there, Don. So when they start seeing you and they going, they rock with you, and you an open-minded person, you in the dough. So yeah, I'm gonna end this live. I'm gonna make another live with Turbo's favorite anime girl character on there, and we're gonna investigate about that. And it's gonna be one heck of a show though. So we're gonna see you on that one. I got a link for you too.
All right, brother.
All right, peace, y'all. Peace.